is for all you multi-talented, multitasking, multi-everything people out there. Take it away.
Find your glory, write your story, fearless feet will carry you. Time you own it, take your moment, be a fire burning through. Hustling from night until morning, grinding it out, it won't be long. Feel your power, it's your hour, you inspire, you are strong.
Enjoy your Zoa. No applause? You're all fired.
Hey, good morning, America. Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Good morning, America.
Money. Are you ready? They are ready. Covering the biggest events in the country right now.
There's a lot going on here.
It's always a good time. That's what the show's about.
That's good.
Really good.
Very good.
Coming in hot, Jimmy, coming in hot.
It's far from elementary.
Oh.
Good morning, America. I'm not going to try to strut like Michael or anything.
I have known George a long, long time.
Have you ever gotten him to dance?
Look at that face.
You don't just see it, you feel it.
I'm in.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'll be there.
I am here and so happy.
I'm in.
I'm in too.
I'm in.
That tells you something when Snoop Dogg's in. Michael, George, Lara, Ginger.
Well, hello to you, and you. Welcome in, everybody, to another edition of Braylon's Virtual Tour Live. Glad to have all of you here. Now, y'all, listen, this is going to be a deep dive live that's a pitch for a show that is already on TV. Extra is about to get into their 32nd season, which to be on for over 32 seasons on TV is huge. I hope to have a daytime talk show, late night talk show, Braylon's Virtual Tour Live to get to even 10 years at least, you know what I mean, on television. But with that being said, this is a very big pitch. So just to give you the lay of the land here, here it is here. These are all the entertainment news magazines right here. So Extra and TMZ has Fox. NBC has Access Hollywood. E has Entertainment Tonight. The CW has no entertainment news magazine show. And also, ABC also has no entertainment news magazine show either. So that's the lay of the land, okay? So with that being said, Higher is waiting, low is available. But either way, we are live on tour. Let me take down this iconic intro here. You see that virtual tour background? Yes, you do. You hear that virtual tour music? Yes, you do. And then there is... me. Hey, everybody. Welcome in. Glad to have all you here. Let's get to the getting and doing what we do. We'll kick it off with this video from Bloomberg, Television. Give me a moment as I think it here. Okay, here it is here, right here. All right, here we go, everybody.
Sometimes the world of corporate restructuring seems like an episode of The Bachelor, what with all the theatrics of getting together and then very publicly breaking up when the partnership doesn't go as planned.
Warner Brothers Discovery announcing that they would be splitting into two different companies.
Changes are coming to Comcast, the media giant announcing it will spin off its cable TV channels, including MSNBC.
A deal finally between CBS and Viacom.
The media world has been particularly eager to break up and get back together again. CBS merged with Viacom in 1999,
split in 2005, and came back together in 2019.
Now, I do want to say this. CBS Viacom, they have entertainment tonight, okay? So you're probably wondering, what does mergers and breakups and about content have to do with entertainment news magazines? We're going to get into all that tonight, okay? Here we go.
Now renamed Paramount Global, it's on its way to merging with Skydance. And the saga of Warner Brothers is almost as complicated.
Now, Warner Brothers, they have Extra, right? That is syndicated on Fox stations. So it gets a little convoluted because these legacy media companies of Disney, Warner Bros. Discovery, Paramount Global, right? They all, and Fox too, they all work together. Okay, so
it's kind of the trend, I think, and it's a cycle that seems to happen over and over again, and people don't really learn their lessons. You know, AOL Time Warner was not that much different than Time Warner, you know, then versus how you look at Warner Discovery today and how they saw AOL.
Mark Patrikoff has spent a career as an investment banker and technology investor, specializing in media and entertainment deals. He now heads Patrikoff Company, working with athletes on their private investments.
Content's always going to be the most important thing. It's one continuous part of our industry that we know you can't really change radically. It's about talent and creativity, and it continues to hold value. And distribution will catch up and recreate itself, and new technologies will come, but the content's the constant.
With all the back and forth, when does it make sense to merge companies or break them up? And most importantly, when does it work for shareholders and when does it not?
We see every year add half a dozen to a dozen of these spin-offs and breakups of S&P 500 companies. The long history of that is that on average, they perform average, and they end up essentially receding to S&P 500 kinds of returns.
Greg Taxon is the managing member of Spotlight Advisors, consulting with corporate boards on activist shareholder campaigns, shareholder proposals, and capital structure debates.
There are outliers where splitting a business makes a lot of sense and can actually add value, both on a valuation perspective or a growth and opportunity perspective. But by and large, these things don't really create value. I think when you look at those indices, which basically buy the spun out entities and hold them, they tend to perform in line or under the S&P 500.
So let me give y'all a prime example of that. Let's say, and let me pull up the map here because my man Evan Shapiro, he is clutch for this. Yes, he is. Let me bring up Evan. There we go. That's what I'm looking for, the media universe map here. And this is a live example, okay? I did not plan this. Everything else I planned, but this one, no. So here is the media universe map for 2025, okay? So here it is here, right? So let's say, right, that Nintendo wanted to buy GameStop, okay? Let's just say GameStop was bought by Nintendo. That's a acquisition, right? And let's say that they wanted to be able to turn every GameStop into a Nintendo store. Now, what would that do for GameStop? Well, for one, it would give GameStop a huge boost in e-commerce and also physical commerce, for one. Number two, Nintendo would have the video game retail industry on lock. And number three, imagine, if you will, your purchases at all Nintendo stores, right? They have rebates inside the eShop. So let's just say that you buy something from NintendoShop.com, right? Because that would be the name of it, right? It wouldn't be GameStop anymore. It would be Nintendo Shop or Nintendo Store, right? So imagine, if you will, that you went to Nintendo stop of Orlando, Florida, right? And you bought a game there, and then there was a Nintendo stop check-in at Super Nintendo World, right? That you got bonus points that could go to your Nintendo stop account to buy games, accessories, and everything else. That would be a good, acquisition, right? So sometimes, depending on if there's a company that has weaknesses, that company that can bring strengths to that would be a good thing. Or, for example, let's see here. So that was an acquisition. Let's see if there can be a merger that can make happen live. So let's just say that one of the movie theater brands, right, with bankrupt, right? Let's say that Google bought Cinemark. Not saying that that's going to happen, right? Sorry, there it was little close, just little close there. There we go. Okay. So let's just say that Google bought Cinemark, right? Let's just say that. Now, you're probably wondering, why would these two companies merge? Well, for one, YouTube TV has 8 million subscribers, right? So imagine Cinemark being able to take content creators, episodic series, right? Whether it's scripted or unscripted, and being able to put those in Cinemark theaters across the country. Imagine, if you will, with YouTube Music, that you have an R&B music video party at a Cinemark, right? And that you're able to go in the movie theater and you just watch music videos and listen to the music while you eat your popcorn and everything, and with your date and everything else. But also, to imagine, if you will, that 100 zeros, right? Because we talked about this before with Google Studios and YouTube Studios. Imagine them being able to get their movies onto Cinemark theaters. Now, I'm talking about how, Google could use Cinemark. Now, how could Cinemark use Google? Can you imagine if your movie theater popped up in every search result, like as Google's main theater? Imagine, if you will, that there was a Chrome extension, right? A Cinemark extension where you just click, Cinemark, right, on any movie. Type in, for example, Super Mario Bros. 2 movie.com, and you click the Cinemark extension, and you're able to see, oh, this movie's got this ring, that ring, da 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 da. Imagine the Cinemark app installed every Android, right? That's how the merger, right? That's our video here.
So on average, these things don't really create value. There are times when a spin out or a sale can enable something different, but it's only really when the spin out enables the two businesses to engage in some activity or attract people or investors that are different than the conglomerate that these things really work.
Meet sightsonmap.com, the first interactive cruise itinerary explorer. Just pick a city on the map and instantly discover every cruise that visits there. Add Miami as departure port. Add Jamaica as a port of call. Add as many destinations as you want. All sailings for the same itinerary are shown together for easy date and price comparison.
It's cool.
Sightsonmap.com, all cruises in plain sight.
Very nicely done.
The fact that a company has different business lines growing at different rates doesn't necessarily mean it needs to break itself up.
The fact is that the people who are running every division inside a business are pretty focused on that business. And it's unclear to me, at least, how separating it into either a separate public company or selling it creates more focus out of the people whose job it is to run that business. There are very complex businesses that perform incredibly well. Think Amazon, which has two very disparate businesses with Amazon Web Services and all of their retail, and even within retail, an advertising business, a physical business with Whole Foods, an online business. They got lots of things. They seem pretty focused on creating profit and growth and value. And it's unclear to me that separating any one of those, putting Whole Foods back out as a public company, would actually create more focus on the part of the people that run that business.
Julius Sneehor is a professor at the University of Navarra. Professor Sneehor's study of spin-offs like Hewlett-Packard splitting from Hewlett-Packard Enterprises has led her to conclude that there is what she calls an ecosystem that can trigger corporate splits, one driven by the balance between complexity and complementarity.
A recent split of eBay from PayPal, where the digital payments, the fintech, started to evolve much faster than the second-hand marketplaces, where the eBay, the corporate parent, was competing. And so this difference in growth between the payment business model, where PayPal was looking at serving many different customers in addition to eBay at a much quicker pace with a much higher complexity, was very different from the marketplace, more mature business model of eBay. And this divergence over time, this increasing difference between the two business models within the same company led to a split in this case. In the case of HP, where HP was originally selling computers, selling printers with the razor and blade business model, but it got also into software, particularly cloud, that started to grow at a very different pace in the 2010s compared to what was happening in the computer commoditizing ecosystem. We saw in 1980s a lot of conglomerates building up, and in the last 20 years we see GE, Siemens, several companies in this wave of deconglomerization becoming much more focused, and investors looking for pure plays out there. In the last 10, 20 years, we see the separation between investors who want growth and investors who want value. And
so when it comes to that, right, with these mergers and acquisitions, and this does relate to these entertainment news magazines, right? Because think about this, right? What if, if you all remember, and this is going to lead me to that point, if you all remember when I asked what cartoon has Nickelodeon Disney shared, that would be Doug. Doug was on Nickelodeon first, and then Disney got Doug, right? So both of them shared that. Who's to say that if Fox and ABC teamed up and said, hey, listen, you guys don't have an entertainment news magazine. We're changing things up with Extra, and we want to be able to get Extra on more stations. Would you all be down for putting Extra on ABC stations? Now, Extra has not one, but two broadcast networks, where Access Hollywood only has NBC and CBS only has Entertainment Tonight, right? So that's what we're talking about, value versus, let me see, I think it was value versus investment.
becoming much more focused, and investors looking for pure plays out there. In the last 10, 20 years, we see the separation between investors who want growth and investors who want value. And for a company that pursues
value, right? So that for Extra will be a growth opportunity and a value opportunity, because there's not one entertainment news magazine that has not one, but two major broadcast networks, right? That is good not only for distribution, but for reach, right? So there it is there.
Both that has a cash cow business that is delivering high dividends to investors and has another business that is growing a lot and needs a lot of investment, it's very hard to balance these two businesses. It's like riding a skateboard with one foot and riding a scooter or Formula One car on the other foot.
When it comes to the media sector, Patrikoff's experience is that these spin-offs and consolidations are all about the relationship between distribution and content.
Yep. It seems like these companies merge when they feel afraid of the distribution and they need to own the distribution. But then when a better distribution product or technology enters, they of course want to move to that. And that devalues the deal that they did when they merged. It's like cells coming together and cells separating and cells coming together again. Discovery with all these networks really is a legacy of the cable industry. So cable was distribution. Content filled distribution. And as soon as that distribution channel seemed less interesting, late 90s, you had AOL convincing the media giants that they were the future of distribution.
Right.
Cells may come together and separate regularly in the media sector, but when it comes to the particular area of sports entertainment, the get together, break up, and get back together trend doesn't apply.
98 of the 100 most watched television shows in the last 12 months for sports programming. Yep. I mean, appointment-based programming, live entertainment. It's the ultimate non-scripted, of course, because you don't know the outcome.
Why isn't there dilution? In a lot of entertainment, you get dilution over time as you add more and more. So far in sports, I can't see it.
Because I think the cream rises to the top. It's the same argument that people have with when women's sports ever generate significant amounts of value, and our ancillary sports, whether it's volleyball or men's or women's or the Olympics. But basically, there's so much value in these few assets that are out there, and they put so much money and energy into marketing them and maintaining them that the consumer only has so many hours in the day. And if you are a fanatic of football or basketball, there's enough to satiate you over the course of a 12-month calendar year that you're not really going to take a lot of time to put it to other sports.
And that is true. I have always said diversification and accessibility determines the rise or demise for a company, right? So the fact that you can watch your sports on ESPN and Fox Sports 1 and SEC Network and Big Ten, right? The diversification of sports makes it more accessible. So the more accessible it is and the more diversified the content is, the more that the audience will make that investment because there's always something available. But if the entertainment side of that equation, when we're talking about dramas and sitcoms and unscripted shows like reality competitions, whether that's dating, whether that's a show like Fear Factor, Survivor, Big Brother, The Amazing Race, whether it's a special like Dick Clark's New Year's Rockin' Eve, if everything is so insulated, right, where you can only go to ABC for this, you can only go to NBC, CBS, Fox, CW, you can only go to certain networks for certain things, and there's not diversification of there's an audience for everybody, then the audience will pull out of that investment because they feel that there's not enough diversification to keep me interested, but it's not accessible enough for me to reach it, right? So there's that.
The rest of the media world, sports investors are looking to get in rather than looking to get out of slower growing business lines.
So what does that mean for potential investors?
There are plenty of funds out there now that have raised a large amount of money to take minority stakes in NFL teams, MLB teams, NBA teams. I think it's an interesting idea. I think it helps professionalize the sport. It's certainly driven up the valuations. I'm just not sure how those limited investors, those small investors buying 3% of the Spurs or 5% of the Giants or 3% of the Dolphins without a path to control, without a path to exit.
Next. Right this second, at some movie theater somewhere.
Which one? Popcorn and...
Someone really wants a soda.
Without information rights, it's probably inevitable. I think the teams are going to have to be public entities at some point down the road. The valuations are getting too high. There won't be enough billionaires to buy them. It will require board of directors to run businesses of that scale. Community representation, minorities are not represented at the ownership level the way they should be. So you need racial diversity at the ownership level. There's a lot of things that are going to come into play now, as these are no longer family businesses run by patriarchs of.
Yeah, I just want to pause this here. You see how he said racial diversity, and he did not make that an issue because it's not an issue. When there are other voices, right, at the table, you're able to amplify the sound better, right? So just wanted to point that out to everybody who voted for that dumb uck of a president's administration, that the more diversity that you have in terms of voices and perspectives, and resources, the better off you are able to find solutions moving forward.
A lot of things are going to come into play now, as these are no longer family businesses run by patriarchs of family-run companies from the 50s.
Whether it's traditional media coming to terms with the changing world of distribution, or sports leagues and teams basking in the glow of ever-increasing interest, the one constant is the quality of content on offer.
Content is king. I think content is the one constant. There will be content. Consumers will want to experience original content, non-scripted content, sports content, what I do for a living. I think that that's something you could always count on as having value. And then the question is, how is that value achieved? How do you monetize that value?
And there is ultimately one source for that high-quality, compelling content, and one rule that has stood the test of time.
I worked for a man who ran Cap Cities ABC. He used to say, sooner or later, all the money goes to the talent. He was talking about shortstops back then.
I get it.
Is that true?
Sure. Look how much money the NFL quarterbacks are making. There's going to be a separate salary cap for quarterbacks within the next 2 or 3 years. I'll also give you a prediction, and hopefully we'll sit down again in 5 years. It's inconceivable to me to think that NFL quarterbacks and other prime positions, and then we'll go to the NBA and other sports, won't be owners of the teams they play on, and that'll be part of their contracts. Why would a chief technology officer at a Facebook or Google get equity in that business, but Joe Burrow doesn't get equity in the Cincinnati Bengals? So the talent is driving the value. They are part of the ecosystem that historically had been undervalued, while the owners and the media rights holders and the people building stadiums were creating all the wealth. But that pendulum has shifted. And that's part of our business model. But more importantly, it's appropriate because they're the ones who are doing the work.
In the end, it turns out that the company we need to keep isn't so much the corporate form or name, it's the company of outstanding talent. Talent that can create the content that is king.
Facts on facts on facts. Now, I want to show you what Extra is looking like today. And this is going to help you understand my pitch. Okay, so here we go with this here. So this was the all new Extra. Now for the 32nd season, they are revamping it once again. So here we go.
Times have changed. With so much celebrity news out there, you need a source with something more. I have information nobody knows. Exclusive access. John Travolta is in the Extra newsroom. Unparalleled insight. Moving the story forward in real time as it happens. The source I can't reveal, but it's good. I'm Billy Bush, and this is the all-new Extra.
So I want to pause it here because, as you see, it is a newsroom. Most entertainment news magazines have done newsrooms before. It is nothing new, right? But here is what's new. You have a editing bay right here and control room off to the side, right? And the cool thing about this was because Billy Bush has such a Rolodex of contacts, he is able to get, to the source or close to the source, right? And so they also give you like a documentary style point of view, right? So Billy is literally telling you in real time how the story is developing, right? So as he's telling you a story, there might be an update that he might add to the show, and then celebrities are in the newsroom as well, right? So very different, but child, this is tiring. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you. Now I'm gonna show y'all the intro. For Extra. Actually, I'll do that here in just a minute. Okay, here's the intro right here. Here we go.
What you want to do is save hundreds when Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance.
That's great, but can you?
Felicity Huffman going to prison. We are in the courtroom as coming here. We should do the whole interview. Like Bruno.
So I do want to show y'all this.
We should in the court going.
So you see the countdown clock, right? So that countdown clock that countdown clock is your marker to track how the show is developing as you're watching the show develop in front of you, right?
Felicity Huffman going to prison. We are in the courtroom as coming here. We should.
And so then, as you can see here, there is Bruno Tonioli from Dancing with the Stars coming into the newsroom. So their perspective on this version of Extra is we're going to have the stars be correspondents. This is my media braining, okay? So that is that there. Now, I do want to go back for a minute. We'll look at that here in just a minute. Give me one memento, everybody. Give me one memento. Because this intro is like the intro you just saw, right? It's like the intro you literally just saw, but want to show you this a little bit more in tune because this was Billy's first day. Just watched it today. Okay. And believe me, it's all leading to something. Believe me, I don't waste y'all time for nothing. That's one thing I don't do. I may do a lot. I don't do that. So here's this here.
So this is the set. It's in the center of the newsroom, but there is no corner of the newsroom that is off limits. There's Jen Lammers. Her office is down there.
Hey.
That is the boss. That's not her office, but it is the boss. That's Lisa G. And this is my office in here. Things are always happening. We're working constantly on getting you as close to the source as possible on every story.
So that was the set of Extra there. And then here is that open. I want you to watch this.
Good morning, Billy. Day one. Are you ready to go?
A little nervous. Steady and steady.
You're going to do great. Get in here, though, because you're on the clock.
Jennifer Lopez surprising everyone, popping up on the NFL pregame show. They're saying that could lead to maybe J-Lo at the half.
So as you can see there, let's go back a little bit.
Show. They're saying that could lead to.
So as you can see there, they got Extra TV. Now, I don't know what that logo is all about. I'm sure that has something to do with Extra. I know that's redundant, but this is the morning meeting. So they're all in Lisa G's office. She is no longer the executive producer there. But the morning meeting is where they talk about all the stories that are percolating, other producers bringing their stories. It's basically foundational to every news magazine and morning show and evening news show. Like the evening news, they actually start their day at 9 a.m. Yeah.
Maybe J-Lo at the halftime show. Jennifer, you gonna perform at the Super Bowl? She made a lot of noise this weekend. We've got her only one-on-one interview at the Toronto Film Festival.
Fresh off a yacht in Saint-Tropez, and look at you. Had to get my hair laid.
Could she be taking that hustle all the way to the Academy Awards?
You're saying J-Lo could be in an Oscar conversation for the stripper movie. Why not?
Every big star in Toronto came straight to Renee, from Scarlett Johansson to Jamie Foxx and Michael B. Jordan. Extra! Some good news about Kevin Hart from his friend Tiffany Haddish. And an extra exclusive out of New York, Nate Burleson has it.
Billy, Cuba Gooding Jr. insisting he's innocent of those groping charges.
We got Cuba Gooding's first interview. How it's affected his career.
It's like, the craziest situation of my life.
Extra! My very first interview for the all-new Extra. It's Alec Baldwin. Bang! Where you been? Getting ready to get gutted on Comedy Central. Wait until you see what he's doing for me. I have a favor to ask you.
Do you have your phone?
Extra! Plus,
Extra, extra.
the It Girl. Wait until you see what he's doing for me. I have a favor to ask you.
Do you have your phone?
Extra! Plus,
Extra, extra.
the It Girl of the moment, Lizzo, breaking news about her next big move, and making a move on me. Is Jennifer Lopez on the short list for the Super Bowl halftime show? Welcome to the all-new Extra. I'm Billy Bush, and I can't tell you how wonderful it is to be with you.
So that's basically Extra as we know it. I want you to see this. Now this was at the Grove. Now I want you to see this intro here with the one and only Mr. Mario Lopez here. Hang on, here we go. Now this looks like the Grove, but we'll see.
What happens if we hit the road and your mind's not made up? My new interview with Simon tomorrow. Let me ask you, would you give up $1 million career if it went against your morals? Yeah, really what? With $1 million, I can buy better morals. Okay, then. Well, AJ just talked to a Victoria's Secret model who made that same decision in that walk.
So I don't know if that was Extra at the Grove. It looks like he was at the Grove, but no description is on that. But with that being said, let me show y'all this. So this is the Grove in LA. So this is their studio in one of the buildings up above. So you can literally see people walking behind them there. Okay, so wanted to show you this. Okay, now this is the Grove. Now this is a LA shopping
for watching Extra,
and they would tape pretty much every single day at the Grove, right? So let me show y'all this here. Here is this here.
Our special X Factor event starts right now. Welcome to our X Factor special event right here at the Grove. Our X Factor specialist, please put your hands together for the one and only Mr. Simon Cowell. It's such a pleasure to have you here, sir. Thank you so much. Simon, the entire X Factor crew will be here in just a second. We got a lot to get through. A lot of love right here, a lot of Simon love. But first, let's say hello to Maria. Hello, Maria. Hey. Simon's here. Now let's bring out the rest of the X Factor team. Please put your hands together for Miss Paula Abdul, Miss Nicole Scherzinger, Mr. L.A. Reid, and the host of the show, Mr. Steve Jones. Simon, LA, we're going to separate you two because I know there was some fireworks going on the show last night.
I am sick to death of your pointless, stupid criticism.
Come on.
It's not my fault if you guys have a limited vocabulary.
I think the real point is that, guys, you can give it, but you can't take it.
I can take it when it means something.
Enough. Oh, things got a little nasty. All right, well, we're going to talk about all the fights. The girl power between Paula and Nicole and Simon got a little surprise for you, and that's all coming up. But first, we are back with our extra X Factor special event. And let's start with the tension on the judges' table. The judges drawing battle lines on the X Factor.
So I want to show y'all that they actually filmed at the Grove. Now, this right here, I want to show y'all this. Extra is bringing fans closer to Hollywood's biggest stars, unlike any other news and entertainment program ever before. We're broadcasting coast to coast as Mario Lopez and new host Maria Menounos go on location, giving viewers the latest breaking news from across the country. The show will be taped Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. So we do 9 a.m. PT to ET. So that would be 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time too. Give me a moment here. So 12 p.m. to 5 p.m. That was Monday through Friday, right? So they would go to Victory Studios to get makeup and hair done. And then right after that, they will come right here. So the show will be taped, or was taped, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m., which would be 12 noon Eastern to 2 p.m. Pacific time, which would be 5 p.m. at the Grove, a hugely popular LA shopping and celebrity hotspot, with Mario and Maria talking to all the stars and interacting with fans. There'll also be special guests and performances featured on the extra stage. You never know who may pop up at the Grove or where Mario and Maria will be conducting their next big celebrity interview. Come down to the Grove and be a part of the Hollywood scene today. So as you can see here, they had now during this week, they had Gina Malone, Push Girl stars, Bachelorette Emily Maynard, Allie Wentworth, Greta Gerwig, Land Superstar Juan, Bethany Frankel, Debbie on the Gap Kids, Glenn Close, Teresa Giudice, the Mario Maria Live. So they had different times, right? So as you can see here, 3 p.m., right? So sometimes later times for celebrities if they can't make it right then. So here's this here. Check this.
Extra is like no other show on television.
That's so crazy. The energy here is amazing.
Hello, Tom! Star after star, story after story, and you never know who can come by. Arnold Schwarzenegger! Sofia Vergara! Snooki, get on up here, girl! Mr. Rob Lowe! My very good friend Tyler Perry!
It's headline making, it's news making.
Yeah.
There's no other show like Extra on television, but I should know.
The event is on every night.
Off to Mario now at the Grove.
It's always an event here.
Yeah, so they did that, okay? So let me just continue that, because one of the clips that you saw was Jennifer Lopez at the Grove. So here she is here.
Jennifer, I got a little surprise for you.
Okay.
Come on up here, Chris. This is Chris. Oh. He was one of the choreographers of Jennifer. Okay, so you guys ready? All right, Puma, hit it. Here we go.
Look at that. That actually happened at the Grove. And hang on. So as you can see here, they got the feedback monitor so the audience can see themselves. But over here is a iPad teleprompter, right? And then, of course, you have the big screen right there, right? So this happened at the Grove, a live entertainment news well, not live like I'm live right now with a 10-second delay, but basically they went live to tape from the Grove every day, which, I mean, this was the first entertainment news magazine. As you can see right there, there's the prompter. But this was the first entertainment news magazine to bring entertainment news to the fans, which has never been done before, right? Which is absolutely crazy. So with that being said, now we get to Universal Studios Hollywood. Okay, so that being said, let me get to this here. So here it is here. Extra leaves the Grove and heads to Universal Studios. The long-running entertainment news magazine will broadcast from the tourist Mecca in its 20th season. Extra is done with Dancing Wars, Bring on King Kong. The syndicated Hollywood news show, the second longest running of its kind, is relocating from the outdoor Los Angeles shopping environment known as the Grove to Universal Studios Hollywood for the 20th season. Hosted by Mario Lopez, also a host of Fox's X Factor at that time, and Maria Menounos, the celebrity-focused strip will broadcast from variety locations around Universal Studios Hollywood and Universal City Walk, home of the studio tour, one of LA's most popular tourist destinations. Those visitors will be able to participate in daily tapings where they can get close to the stars and interact with the host. Among celebrity guests scheduled for appearances in the month of September are Hugh Jackman, Vin Diesel, and Sofia Vergara. We are thrilled to partner with Universal Studios Hollywood, which symbolizes everything Extra is about, says senior executive producer Lisa Gregorish Dempsey, or Lisa G, as she is more properly known, in a statement. It's a place where people can go be a part of the Hollywood experience, and that's what we do on Extra. As the broadcast headquarters for this very exciting adventure with Extra, we are thrilled about the unmatchable opportunities that our guests will have when they visit us, at Larry Kurzweil, president of Universal Studios Hollywood and City Walk. New for season 20 is a reoccurring feature called Ride the Headlines, in which Extra hosts pop up at virtual roller coaster ride to quiz attendees on hot gossip items. It will be an action-packed segment where we will ride the headlines of the day. A segment reads without further explanation. So, with that being said, here is, let me see here. I think that this is it. Yep, this is it. So this is them from Universal Studios Hollywood. And this was so, y'all, I'm telling y'all, Extra was ahead of its time and still could be ahead of its time. Wait till y'all hear the pitch. Yeah, I know, right? So here's a couple of instances where they were actually from Universal Studios.
Why they call me the big bad?
Sorry.
The biggest names in movies. The biggest.
So as you can see here, that's Hugh Jackman there. And so there will be a live crowd right there with the Universal Studios logo in the background, right? So
the biggest names in music. Hi, everybody. And you. Get closer to the stars on Extra and its new home, Universal Studios Hollywood. Extra. All right.
So how cool is that? They did that every single day. Here's another clip right here of Mario Lopez at Universal Studios Hollywood.
So today we are hooking up our audience with the ultimate giveaway, the winning products from the 2019 Product of the Year Awards, America's largest consumer voted award for product innovation. The winners are voted on by 40,000 shoppers just like you, including food, home and personal care. You can trust the Product of the Year's red seal of approval the next time you're shopping. But right now, I'm hooking up our audience with all of the 2019 winning products. Who wants some?
So, yeah, I know. So here's another example. This is Tamika Ray with NTC 127 at Extra. So here we go.
Right now?
We've never had an interview like this before, though. Right?
With the fans right behind.
Yeah, I can barely hear you, and you're right next to me.
I know. Who's the most scared right now?
Scared? No one's scared.
No one's scared?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not scared, none of us.
I'm never scared. Never scared. However, they don't have my poster on their walls. Okay, you guys ready to rock?
Yes, let's get it.
Well, you can feel the energy here. They're the pop powerhouse taking the world by storm. Everyone, please give it up for NCT 127.
So they actually doing this live on their YouTube channel, right? So like I said, this is all leading to something very big. And when it came to the pitch for Extra, I was like, damn, I'm trying to wrap my brain around this because Extra has been around for 25 years, right? And so they were at the Grove. They were at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now, I'm going to tell you the magic sauce behind Universal Studios Hollywood. Let's just say that Brainley's virtual tour was, taping live, right? Live on Netflix, right? For example, let me show y'all here. Let's just say if we were doing our show live on Netflix, right? If anything happens in my life, right, professionally, personally, Tamika Ray could go to that soundstage while I am live. Not actually while I'm live, because that would be a moment that I would take an inch and make it a mile, but probably during a commercial break, she could go onto my soundstage and then I can talk to her about whatever's going on, or if they need some perspective because I am a media commentator, then she can go round to the set. So instead of having correspondents, being all over LA, they had a whole back lot in their backyard, which was brilliant marketing, right? And then not to mention too, it's a theme park as well. So you have a constant audience wanting to come see stars, right? So right here, extra hosts gather for 25th anniversary reunion party. It's good to be back. Extra host Mario Lopez, Chris Thompson attended the 25th anniversary of the series in Universal City. A wonderful looking cake there. Yes, indeed. Former host and correspondent of Extra reunited in front of the Universal Studios Globe that Monday morning to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the television series and jumpstart the new season. The entertainment news show has been seen by the likes of Samantha Harris and Mario Lopez. Talked the latest in the world of Hollywood for more than 7,000 episodes. Attendees for the celebrations include former host John Kelly, David Rose, Lauren Sanchez, and Mark McGrath. Yes, that Lauren Sanchez, who was married to Jeff Bezos. Yes, she was an extra host. Upon returning to the series set, McGrath, who hosted the series from 2004 to 2008, raised his hands in the air while yelling, "It's good to be back." Lopez, who currently co-hosts the series along with Tamika Ray and Renee Barr, was also in attendance for the celebration, telling the Hard Report that it's an honor to be involved in a long-running series, especially when you get to 25 years of a show. It makes it an honor to be a part of something that's been so special for so long. To be able to do it for 10 years is truly an honor, Lopez tells our report. The two-time Daytime Emmy award-winning program began in 1994 with Arthur Never and David Nemeth. Nemeth also joined in the reunion, anticipating his reunion with Neville. "I got every piece of love I ever hoped for back," Nemeth says in First Sight and Neville in years. All I wanted her to know is how much I loved her and cherished the time we had. Though successful, Neville and Nemeth admitted the show struggled to find its identity during its first few years on air. Quickly, however, they were able to connect with many of the biggest stars in the business, were reflected on the series guest stars. Neville recalled Gladys Knight being one of the series' first guests. Neville became the first African-American woman to host a nationally syndicated entertainment news magazine, which, congratulations to her. That's huge. Recall again, caught off guard by the Soul Singers visit. They snuck her in the studio. I had no idea, Neville says, of Knight's surprise entrance, which happened to be when the host was singing Midnight Train in Georgia. She was a great sport. She started laughing with me. She said, "Oh no, keep going." Lisa Gregorich Dempsey, or Lisa G, the senior executive producer of Extra, joined the team in 2000. Since the show's early years, she says Extra, or as she calls it, her baby, has been able to stay relevant by delivering celebrity news the way audiences want it. We reinvent the show every year. Gregorich Dempsey tells THR Horror Story. Now you get your Insta story on Instagram, and we will shoot with a celebrity on our iPhones. Gregorich Dempsey estimates Extra shoots a third or half the show on the iPhone to have it sent to the world via social media. Throughout the years, guests included various stars such as Beyonce and former presidents, Entertainment Tonight's Lisa Gibbons, who was an Extra host from 2001 to 2003, interviewed Beyonce at the tail end of her run with Destiny's Child. In an attempt to have fun with the singer, Gibbons put on extensions and added color to her hair for the interview. While she now considers her look ridiculous, she says Beyonce's reaction made the interview one of her favorite moments. With Extra, Beyonce said, "Lisa, girl, your hair looks fierce, so now you can say what you want," but Beyonce liked it. In a huddle during one of the former breaks, former co-hosts announced the arrested Brad Goody, Show McGrath, Rose, and current correspondent Mark Wright, a text he just got on his phone. They want to know who has more hair gel on, me or Mark photograph. Goody says, as if no time has passed since they last saw each other. They all erupted in laughter. So, with that being said, here's the pitch. Okay? Now we're going to use On Air with Ryan Seacrest. This was a talk show back in 2004. Didn't really stay on too long, but Ryan was on to something. Let's check it out.
Live from Hollywood, it's On Air with Ryan Seacrest.
So I want you to keep this studio in mind. Okay, I want you to keep this studio in mind, okay, for the pitch. All right, because this show takes place at a very, very special place in Hollywood. Some would say probably the epicenter of Hollywood, but let's keep going.
Ryan Seacrest.
Next time, she's the poor little rich girl from The Simple Life. Nicole Richie telling us all about her adventures on the farm. The star of Angel, David Boreanaz, will be here, and singer Leanne Rimes stops by. Then, a lucky fan reports from the star-studded premiere of Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston's new movie. It's all that plus the latest entertainment news from Hollywood On Air.
Then on Wednesday, John Mayer performs. Don't miss On Air with Ryan Seacrest. Tuesday at 5 on Fox 9.
So remember, like I said, the studio right here.
With Ryan.
Right here.
Ryan Seacrest. With Ryan.
I want you to remember this studio. As you can see, there's a live audience there. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind. Now, this was Janet Jackson. This was Janet Jackson on air with Ryan Seacrest here. So as you saw, so he was live, right? So Ryan Seacrest was live right here, okay? So as you see there, live, but it re-aired in other markets, right? So this is an outdoor stage, okay? The studio is above, okay? So this is Janet Jackson dancing outside live on it, Ryan Seacrest. So pause it. Right here, as you can see, a huge crowd. Okay, a huge crowd. Yes, indeed, there. Try to skip through some of this here. So as you can see, they got the different angles. So coming from behind, there's the band, and you see everybody, Lati Dati and everybody in the words she told your girl there. But you see how massive this is. Oh, and look at that shot right there. All the camera angles, right? And so you see how they have customized the stage with the logo of On Air with Ryan Seacrest and Janet, right? And you got the steps there where Ryan can get on stage and off stage there. Then you got Ryan Seacrest right here watching, right? And then look at that wide shot there. I'm not playing for copyright music, but you see the wide shot, right? Look at that. So that is Janet Jackson right there, okay? And then look at this shot right here. Okay, so let's see. Does Ryan say anything here? This was all live television, by the way, okay? So wanted to show you that. Now, this clip right here is behind the scenes of On Air with Ryan Seacrest. So here we go.
Hey, I'm Avril Lavigne, and you're watching Behind the Scenes with Ryan Seacrest.
Hey, oh, Ricky, Ryan.
So you see Usher walking out the studio right there. Those are TVs on the pillars there. And then all that is real behind Ryan Seacrest there, okay?
Hey, oh, Ricky, Ryan.
So there is Ryan right there with some folks.
Hey, oh, Ricky, Ryan. Come back. You can take Brittany.
So this guy here is one of the producers of the show, telling Ryan, here's what's going to happen. We come back to you in 5, 4, 3, 2. Some people say 1, some people just point, and that's the one. Here's what you're going to do. Welcome back to On Ryan Seacrest. We are live outside of the location where I'm going to bring you to here in just a little bit, where the pitch will finally come to form. Okay, so there it is there. Hang on. Here we go.
First starts in San Diego, March 2nd. All right, so let's go through right quick. So 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back. Thank you so much, Britney Spears. And don't forget, the tour kicks off March 2nd.
Great.
Look at that there. That's the crowd. Okay, that's a big crowd. So that was inside the studio there. So that, I think that's Smokey Robinson. I think, but anyway, that's inside.
Center stage area.
There's Ryan getting ready to introduce an artist.
See what's going down, baby? It should be the dog putting it down on the air with Seacrest. The dog with Seacrest.
Green room.
Hey, Marlon. What's up? How you doing, man?
Yeah, what's up?
Good to have you.
How you doing?
Thanks for coming.
How you doing, man?
Good.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for
Absolutely.
having me. Yeah, I just want to see you guys. I always feel like every time I see you, I want to audition for you.
Well, feel free. There you go.
Hi, I'm Kiefer Sutherland.
Donald Trump.
Leanne Rhymes, Avril
Smokey Robinson.
Leanne Womack,
Clark,
Tyra Banks, Missy Misdemeanor, Elliot, and you're watching On Air,
On Air.
On Air,
Yeah.
with my man.
Ryan,
Ryan.
Seacrest,
Seacrest.
Seacrest, Crest.
Pretty mother.
Amanda Lewis. Rest in peace to her. That's in room.
Hello. Are you there?
How are you?
Nice to see you.
Hey, are you a Parker's Family fan?
Well, actually, you know.
Come on, you can come. Come on, okay.
Break room. The hard-working crew. They gotta eat. Oh, there's The Rock. Undressing before showtime. Jerry O'Connell. And there is the stage right there. Hang on, there's the stage right there.
He never makes a mistake. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Jason Priestley takes us behind the scenes of his new series and our American Idol panel. Past finalists weighs in on their current competition.
Let me answer this. Come here, Ryan.
Oh, are you on the air right now?
Sure.
Oh, look at that.
These are my Ryan pants.
These are your Ryan pants?
Mhm.
Are you saying you got those from my closet?
Nope.
Jason Priestley takes us behind the scenes of his new series and our American Idol panel of past finalists.
In the close of Orion, Janet Jackson's half naked on stage. Seacrest is looking behind him at himself in the mirror.
If I don't get this one, everybody gets $10. Here we go.
So you see the live audience there.
Good luck, Seacrest. 3, 2.
Jason Priestley takes us behind the scenes of his new series and our American Idol panel of past finalists weighs in on the current competition all on air. Money's on the line.
You knew he was going to get
By the way, that was a teleprompter.
We're alive. We're coming through. That's right. This is Ryan Seacrest show. This is what you're seeing. Look at this. Urine. He's keeping it real. We're going into the green room.
So that is the top floor into the studio.
First album I ever bought.
I'm so sorry.
Love Gun.
Really sorry.
I was 8 years old, Christine 16 and all that. And you know why I bought it? Because you guys were standing in the platforms and you had sisters like wrapped around your legs, and I was like, that's how you, sorry. That's how you do it.
Oh, let me see. What would they be surprised at?
So there's the room hanging out with Daddy. And there's the stage right there. Look at that. Or the studio, rather. So everybody sits in those seats. The editing bays and everything. And Ryan's up top with some. Doing a little radio there. So as you can see, a very fun crew, and you have the control room there. So you probably wonder, like, where are you getting at? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not just showing you this for no reason. It's leading to where I believe extra should be. Okay. Now here is Ryan Seacrest here, making it do what it do.
Good news, it is Friday, February 6th, and we are on air. Today, we get really...
Oh, Hollywood and Highland. What could Braylon be cooking up?
Close and personal with Hillary Duff as she performs live. What's up, Hillary? Please welcome Hillary Duff.
And there she is coming in. So wanted to show that off there, and then of course you know the live performance of course there. Okay, so you see that there. So there you go there. And then here is Revolt TV. Now I know you just gotta know the day tribe, but I want you to watch because all this leads into the pitch. So you see the stage here, hang on. So you see the stage there, up there was the DJ booth, but you see how intimate this stage is. You see how big the stage can get, right? Which is just mind-blowing, right? The way that they are able to make it do what it do, right? So here is Revolt TV Studio. Now, this was also at Hollywood and Highland here. Okay, here we go. So this was inside Hollywood and Highland, right? So they got like a little mini set right there. You got the skybox there. Very nice studio, very nice studio. And then here is Revolt Live. Now this was a show here. So as you can see, that's the full functionality of that. And then here is the Revolt studio with people inside. Now you're probably wondering, Braylon, good damn, bro, I've been patient. Okay, I got you. Now imagine if you will, Extra creating this studio, right? This is where the inside would be. This would be the Extra studio, whether it's this or whether it's something to this degree, right? So that's where the hosts will be, right? And imagine, if you will, outside. I know. I know. The genius that I am. I know. So let's go back to this, right? So inside there, you have all your celebrity interviews. You have your, real deal steals, and then out here, of course, you have concert performances, right? On here. So you have concert performances out here. So imagine Extra being the ultimate entertainment news party, where whether inside that studio or outside right here, you are part of the experience. Now, if you think about the Grove, right? They did that Jennifer Lopez experience, okay? They did the Extra experience. And then, of course, you had you had Universal Studios Hollywood, right? Where they could go to any soundstage. And this is so encompassing. Now, in order to make this happen, now, of course, this wouldn't be for a 30-minute show. Oh, no. Extra will have to screw the 30-minute format and expand to a full-fledged 60-minute, 1-hour show. Okay, now, of course, there are some more places here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, there's some more places. So, let's look at where you can dine at Ovation Hollywood, also known as Hollywood and Highland. So you got Ben & Jerry's, right? Bow is huge. You got Dave & Buster's, you got Cold Stone Creamery, you got the Hard Rock Cafe, right? You have Johnny Rockets, you have Lucky Strike. So imagine, if you will, a correspondent interviewing somebody while bowling, right? Imagine there's a eating contest at Johnny Rockets. Imagine, the audience getting ice cream from Cold Stone Creamery, right? Imagine that there's a basketball shoot-off with LeBron James, right? So the functionality of all these different places for interviews, like they did at the Grove and at Universal Studios Hollywood, would be amazing. And then, of course, shopping, of course, right? So imagine, if you will, let's see here. Foot Locker, GNC, Hot Topic, Kids Foot Locker. I'm putting out brands that we all know. Walgreens, Victoria's Secret. So imagine, if you will, that they had a brand new brand or brand new product in one of these stores. Extra could actually go there with the owner of that brand inside the store and talk about it on the show, right? So you're bringing shopping, you're bringing dining, you're bringing all these different things into it, right? And then, of course, for entertainment, ladies and gentlemen, you have the Japan House LA Gallery and the library. So maybe somebody's got a new book, right? You can go there and talk to the author there, or somebody got a new piece of artwork. And of course, movie theaters, right? You can also talk to the stars in the side of the movie theater as well. And then, of course, this is connected to that famous Dolby Theater where the Oscars are held every year. So, I just thought it would be kind of cool to be able to bring Extra to the masses in a big entertainment news party. Now, of course, will, Warner Brothers Television Distribution do this? I don't know. Will Warner Bros. Unscripted Television do this? I don't know. Will Fox stations approve of this? I don't know. Will Fox say to ABC, hey, we want to expand Extra, so we want Extra to be on Fox stations and ABC stations? I don't know. But I wanted to bring this to y'all because I'm just like, what Extra did with entertainment news by bringing it to the people, right? It was such a powerful move because you think about 106 in Park and you think about TRL, right? And TRL was live from Times Square, right? So you had everybody want to be on the inside, but then you had an outdoor audience, right, with TRL. And then you have 106 in Park, that live element. So even though Extra would not be live every day, as y'all remember, because Extra taped at the Grove every day from 9 a.m. I'm right here, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Pacific time. It will be that same schedule, right? So basically 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. So it will be a 5 to 8 hour day potentially of taping nothing but content, right? So it would be the home where all the stars will come, right? Now you're probably thinking, okay, right now this is a big pitch. I told you it was a big pitch. Okay, I don't play. But then you're like, okay, Bray, since it airs on Fox stations, could Fox do something in prime time? I'm so glad you said that. So imagine, if you will, imagine doing Extras Friday Night Live block party live from Ovation Hollywood. So this is the Extra studio. So I'm running between here and also outdoors for the next 2 hours live from 8 to 10 p.m. on Fox, right? So that's a way that Extra could also expand their imagine that. Okay, so that's the pitch. As the fireworks are going off behind us here, I can't believe I got everything in. I can't believe I got everything in 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 56 seconds. Not too bad on time. Not too bad on time. So I'm gonna turn off my camera now because we done the whole show for an hour. Yes, we have. Man, I really do love our show and what we do. Give me a moment, y'all. There we go. I'm BACK. But like I said, I think that would be the way I would bring Extra back. And let me tell you something. If Extra somehow got a hold of this, right? If Warner Brothers domestic television distribution, also shout out to Telepictures because they, create, they do what they do. Telepictures is a Warner Brothers company, right? Warner Brothers Discovery company. So if Telepictures, Warner Brothers Television Distribution, Warner Brothers Unscripted Television, Fox stations, and potentially ABC stations came to me, Braylon, and said, "Hey, you know what? We saw your pitch on YouTube. Very ambitious, very in your face. And how did you come up with it?" And they said, "We talked it over with Ovation Hollywood, also known as Hollywood and Highland to those Angelinos. And we really like the idea. So much so, we want you to host it." I would say, well, thank you for watching it. Number two, how are we going to do this? Because I don't make that type of money. And number three, that would mean I would have to move out to Los Angeles to make it all happen, right? Would I be open to that? Actually, I would. And I'll tell you why. Because when you have a format of that size, right, covering Hollywood news every single day, Monday through Friday, like for some people, 5 to 8 hours around people on that magnitude, right, with people screaming and, trying to get your attention and, fanning out because their favorite star is right in front of them, that would be mentally exhausting for some people because some people just don't like people, right? But for me, because I am so for the audience, right? I am so for, how can we find the hidden and make it seen? And how can we create a sound and turn up the volume where everybody, when they hear it, they know it's something big going on? I'm such a gamer, rather. I'm so game, rather, for being able to see if that, vision can be fulfilled. So, yeah, I would absolutely do it. Now, of course, doing that 5 days a week, 8 hours a day doing entertainment news, I would be doing a 40-hour work week. Right? So, maybe there would be the show taped from 1 to 2 p.m. Let's say this, from 9 to maybe from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. We'll probably be taping, different segments, right? And then from 1 to 2 p.m. we'll be taping the 1 hour show. And then from 2 to 5, 12 to 1 would be the show, right? So tape the whole show. And then 1 to 2, have a break because I need an hour break. And then 2 to 5, tape other segments, right? That would probably be my 8-hour schedule. And then, like I said, from 9 to 12, No, wait, it would actually, no, I would start out earlier, actually. Hang on. So from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m., right, I'll be taping different segments all morning long from the inside studio, right, with that live audience, right, for, you know, future shows and digital content stuff. And then from 12 to 1 would be would be the main show. And then maybe from 2 to 4 would be, you know, taping other segments, right? So that's my mindset as the anchor and managing editor of Extra, because I'm also going to be checking in with the newsroom. And that's one thing I will say about this here. Let me bring back up the get ready for Extra here. Right here. This newsroom right here. Let me bring this back up. This newsroom right here. Let me say this on camera, right? Because I believe that this newsroom does serve a purpose, but I don't think it's for the main show. I just don't think that at all. So let me get the camera back on. Hi, everybody. So this newsroom, right? So let's just say that, hey, let's go to our newsroom because there's a breaking story. And from the Extra newsroom, that correspondent will come on. It'll be a double, a split screen, me at Hollywood and Highland, or Ovation Hollywood, and then this person at that newsroom. That newsroom could work as a component to the show, but also too, the last time that Extra went live on their YouTube channel was, give me a moment. Okay, here's Extra TV. The last time they went live was 6 years ago. So imagine that newsroom having Extra daily, Extra nightly, live from that newsroom 5 nights a week, right? And yeah, so that's why I would say the newsroom component would be so. So yes, indeed, y'all. Back off camera. I really do love what I do. I love all of you. I hope that you enjoyed this format pitch. Like I said, a 1 hour, 60 minutes entertainment news magazine. Extra would be from Ovation Hollywood in the capacity that I have set forth. And by the way, for those of you who are wondering, like, Ray, do you really think an audience would be here for a hour-long entertainment news show? I will tell you this. Braylon Lee hosting Extra in that format will be more exciting than the Jennifer Hudson show. And that's not hard to do because she doesn't do nothing no-how. Okay, listen. But anyway. And not to mention, too, imagine you're on vacation, right? In Hollywood, and you hear that your favorite star is coming to Extra. You're going to go to Hollywood and Highland or Ovation Hollywood and come see that star, right, on your vacation. And also, too, because I am that host that is for the audience of the audience and by the, and I for the audience of the audience and by the audience, right? I pull you up on stage because I'm that bold, right? So with that versatility, that flexibility, that spontaneity, that creativity, and that just frequency of what can we do and how can we go about it would be such an exciting assignment to me that I could do that job for at least 10 years from Hollywood and Highland, from the Ovation Hollywood, very, very easily. So yeah, that is the pitch. Just wanted to come on, give y'all something fun. Like I said, 3 shows in one day. Good Lord Jesus. Hopefully, One day I will have many shows on TV, and all of them will have a check to it. Because let me tell you something, doing 3 shows in a day, 4 shows in a day, it is never easy to do. But for all of you, it is generally fun to do this. I literally thrive off of being creative and being able to see what can be. And I think there is a power in curiosity that we need to lean into more, invest in more, and uplift more. Because the biggest people that have ever changed the world have been people who are curious. So Extra, listen, if you take any of this, need a check, okay? Now, you might get a celebrity to host the Daily Show, but Extra Friday night live block party on Fox from 8 to 10 p.m., I'm hosting that, okay? Best believe I'm hosting that. I'm talking like Extra and Telepictures and Warner Brothers, domestic television distribution, Warner Brothers unscripted television, and Fox stations, and potentially ABC stations could, be listening to this. And you never know, right? Stranger things have happened. But yes, indeed, with that being said, it's time for the best outro on YouTube. Know what you do and do what you know. Never say you weren't born special, because you were always born a blessing and trust. You may not be where you want to be, but by the end of it, you'll be where you need to be. Do what you've been chosen to do. Why? It's one thing to call yourself, it's another thing to be chosen. One love, much love, all love. I have spent time with you. You have spent time with me. And hopefully, by spending time together, Rob's will be great together. And always remember, where you're doing radio, television, YouTube, living your best life, or just giving a whole new soul to a show that's been on for 32 seasons. And resting in the fact that regardless if this gets picked up or not, there will always be something new, because you always move in an energy to always be new. Make sure the replay is not just right for you watch it, not just right for you listen to it, but if you want to experience it again. I love you, I value, I embrace you all. Always remember, receive love, you got to give it, receive love, you got to give it, receive love, you got to give it. Wherever obstacles you have overcome, where success you have achieved upon this particular day, I'm extremely proud of you, but no one else is proud of you. Be proud of your damn self. And finally, let me just say this, regardless of what format Extra comes back in for the 32nd season, it's the 32nd season of Extra. To be on for 32 seasons and be the second longest running entertainment news magazine in entertainment news and within the entertainment journalism industry is a huge accomplishment. And if anything, it is a love letter to Extra to say, listen, you guys are on the cusp of being able to be the entertainment news magazine of all entertainment news magazines. And maybe this live stream, live stream, same thing. But this this broadcast program could be the key to making Extra to be where it needs to be. One love, much love, all love. I feel love is sending right back to you. Good morning, afternoon, good evening, based on your location. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye, everybody. Love you all. Good night.
I thought I should tell you, they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner. I thought I should tell you they've been talking about you. Yeah, they've been talking about you. They've been talking about the fact that they've done everything they could to stop you and everything they could to block you, but you still win. They've been talking about the fact that they have undermined your success and they have tried to sabotage your seasons, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that even though they don't like each other, they get together to try to kill you, but you keep winning. They've been talking about the fact that you were voted least likely to succeed, but like cream, you keep rising to the top. They've been talking about how they tried to burn your world down, but like the phoenix, you rose from the ashes. They've been talking about you. And you know what they say? Oh, she's just lucky. He's just lucky. But no, you ain't lucky. You're anointed. You got something on you. You got favor on you. You got power on you. You were born to win. Now they can call it luck, but it's grace. They can call it luck, but it's favor. But whatever they call it, it doesn't matter, because you know what God calls you? Do you know what God calls you? A winner.
Good evening. My name is Mark Woodbury. I'm the chairman and CEO of Universal Destinations and Experiences. Well, we're finally here. Tomorrow we begin a new chapter at Universal Orlando Resort as we open Epic Universe. We built this place for you. I want to thank you, our fans, for your love of our stories, characters, and immersive experiences that inspired this incredible place. Epic Universe represents over 8 years of meticulous planning, immense creativity, and innovation, combined with unmatched craftsmanship and operational excellence on the part of thousands of people who have brought to life the stories and characters that live beyond each of Epic's portals. But it represents so much more. Your love of Universal and the deep connections we've shared together here in Orlando over the past 30 years inspired us to dream bigger and to push the boundaries to create something extraordinary for you and for generations of fans and families to come. And tomorrow, as we open Epic Universe, I can't wait for you to experience this place for yourself. Now it's your turn to step inside, to lose yourself, and to share this place with the ones you love most. As we open this park, we hope your world becomes a little more epic. Tomorrow, Epic Universe becomes yours.
Prepare for a journey beyond imagination, beyond belief, beyond anything you've experienced before. Universal Epic Universe, a new theme park where you'll step through extraordinary portals to 5 immersive worlds. Prepare for a cosmic voyage of discovery, an isle of fire-breathing excitement, a shadowy world of monsters and mystery, new wonders in the wizarding world, and a new way to play. Plus the splendor of a magnificent resort hotel overlooking the park. It's all new excitement at Universal Orlando Resort. A week's worth of vacation thrills with 4 amazing theme parks, a variety of spectacular themed hotels, and incredible dining and entertainment. It's all at Universal Orlando Resort, where you'll find new adventures every day. Explore the astonishing worlds of Universal Epic Universe at Universal Orlando Resort.
Because here's the thing, a good streamer can find other content. But